On this week's episode of A Beer and a Bet, we talked all things Mitch Beer Racing, runners at Kembla Grange on Saturday, and the midway at Randwick. That and much, much more on this week's episode of A Beer and a Bet. Hello and welcome to A Beer and a Bet. What a huge weekend we have ahead, Beery. We've got plenty of runners down there at Kembla Grange. Of course, Cox Plate. You want to go through the Cox Plate runner by runner. The Wollongong Hawks are playing there tonight down there at the Gong, and you'll be sitting courtside there in your assistant coach role, no doubt.
Yeah, well, that's what you get when you're a major sponsor. You get some pretty good tickets. I'm glad we're talking about the week ahead because the last week has been so shit. And I'm just lucky I've got some great emotional support around me, yourself, Steph, a few others, because I've lent upon a few people this week. It's been a week that you really appreciate the good times when they come. Because every door that I've opened, I've been punched in the face, then kicked in the nuts, and then had the door slammed on my head. But hey, it's a new week.
Welcome back. And we tend to bounce back well off bad weeks. I think we had two winners last time we had a bad week, and hopefully that happens again. Hey,
I'll tell you what happened. I got in the car at Nowra on Sunday, right? And after having an ass handed to on a Sunday and driving home, we were like in late race. And I was just like, I just thought, if I worked at Bunnings this week, I would have earned like 4 times as much. And one of my staff who idolizes you for some unknown reason, I started complaining to them and they said, well, as Gano says, it's the game we play. And I said, shut up. I said, shut up. I said, you want to start quoting that bloke? You can walk home from Nowra.
That's grouse. Speaking of quoting blokes, this is a great segue. We're going to have a new segment about shit takes on Twitter. And one came up on my timeline about 4 days ago. And it was from one Beer Mitchell. And it states, get Leon. Not Leon, get Lee on. Hashtag at Illawarra Hawks. What's going on, mate? Are you trying to put your hand up for an assistant coaching gig? What?
I cop enough advice on social media about what we should be doing and where we should be running our horses and how fat I am. I'm allowed to give a little bit back. And you know what?
Yeah.
Literally 30 seconds after Lee came off the bench, 3-pointer, won the, I felt like sending him an invoice.
Well
I'll be there screaming that. I'll be there screaming that tonight.
Well done, Steve.
After having
Steve
nine $3.50 Stone Woods at Steelers, and then walk over to the basketball and shout abuse for an hour and come home. It's my escape for the week.
Just yelling, "Get Lee on! Get Lee on!" Well, there you go, Steve.
I got the Lee jersey. I got the Lee jersey. Thankfully, I wear a t-shirt underneath because there's women and children in the basketball, so nobody needs to see that. But I'll be there tonight. If you see an overweight middle-aged guy stumbling around with a Lee jersey on, just come say hi.
Yeah, just yelling out about getting Leon, and no one knows who Leon is. Hey, I'll tell you what, we've got plenty of runners heading to Kembla Grange. Before we go to that, the Gong Day Kembla Grange is going to be huge. None of our loyal listeners managed to find a big price winner, so you've got to tip us a $1.50 favour and got the top card. Disappointing stuff, but
can't give them away.
Can't give them away. It's going to be awesome. How do we get the tickets?
Steph at mitchberacing.com.au. Just hit, Steph said to me this morning, we've hit 110 for Gong Day already. So I think we're going to cap it at 150. So there won't be too many spots left. But
at which point we'll start auctioning off tickets.
And about an hour before this, Steph rang me. She's like, "Oh, Gano had a really good idea. He just rang me,
Nick from marketing,
to hire the final furlong machine and have it in the marquee." Yeah, great. $2,000. I said, mate, please, do you not see our results for the last fortnight or last week?
All right, here we go. I'm going to pitch this to you, Barry, and I think I'm going to pitch it to you if the loyal listeners get on board. So if at least 10 of you get in the comments and write final furlong, right, and we train 3 winners this Saturday. I need you to put your hand up and confirm that we're going to get the final furlong there.
Now, if we try to double, at Kembla on Saturday, I'll get the final furlong machine.
There you go, Steph.
And then I'll just put it on your invoice.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll be the one using it all day anyway. Take me on, punters, at the final furlong. For those that don't know, that's a great arcade game. We actually get to think you're Damien Oliver.
You know what? There's a lot of people out there that'd be too young for that, and that's so depressing.
Oh, that's sad. That's really
I had
sad.
it on PlayStation 1.
What was your, because you got to name your own horses. What were you naming them?
Yeah, Furious D from The Simpsons. Original here. A lot of thought and effort put into that.
I love it. That's gross.
Now, let's talk about what's going to fund this.
Yeah.
And that's this week. That is this week. We're doing some serious funding.
Funding's good. Let's kick off. Randwick, Los Padres in the midway. Barrier 14. Let's hope the track plays fair. How's he going?
I'll just take a snippet here from WhatsApp.
Yeah.
A couple of my mates. 1 second. Los Padres on Saturday is the single greatest $26 chance I've ever put a saddle on. End quote.
So Menwith was the last time you made that quote, and I think he was $21.
And duly saluted.
And saluted with ease.
Have you ever known me to make an outlandish statement off the cuff? I just don't do it. I'm very reserved. I'm quiet. I keep my cards close to my chest.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't just throw things out there that's going to come back to bite me. No. He should be $6, and even at $6, I'll be saying have something on him. He's going great. He looks so good. He trotted up like a gazelle here Tuesday afternoon. Blake Spriggs gave him a can around this morning and just absolutely said he just felt magnificent, ready to go. He's going to get back. They're going to go hard. Everyone's going to be ripping up their ticket at the 3. I just slammed the table because I'm getting passionate.
Are you excited?
Everyone's going to be ripping up their ticket at the 300, and he's just going to go bang, straight down the outside.
What gets you more excited these days? Lee's 3-pointers or training winners?
Los Padres, mate. I'm pumped about him. We bought him to be a midway horse.
Yeah.
He had one crack at a midway at the end of last preparation. Same. It was $28. He ran third with Regan Bayless on him. And he's back. He's second up. He won second up last prep. He was huge first up here when you couldn't make ground. The form around him's great out of that race.
Form line's proper good.
And he's $26.
Let's go again, Mogul Monarch out of that race and back to dry deck. I love it. Looking forward to that. Kembla Grange, plenty of, winning prospects. I'd say some of these will be winning. Let's kick off race 3. This is the moment. Blake Spriggs.
Yeah, had a torrid time in the midway, and before that, he won twice over a mile here at Kembla. He gets back to a mile at Kembla, which he loves. Spriggsy, back to provincial sort of grade. Lovely race for him. He's freshened up really well down the beach, rock hard fit. Artful Persuasion's in the same race. I think we'll go the 1400 with him. He's a real winning chance.
Mere Mortal makes his debut with Spriggsy aboard.
Yeah, looking for a dry track, big track, but I think he'll appreciate the run and getting out to 14 and a mile in time.
Let's hope they put up a big price about Miss Big Shot in race 5.
It's $8.50. I already just backed it before we came on this because the prices went up while I was getting changed.
You're kidding.
It should have won the other day, and it got its tongue over the bit. It looked all but home, and I was disappointed when it sort of hit the skids the last 100 and fell in a hole, ran third. And then, got its tongue over the bit. We put the tongue tie on it. So you just go back to the races and get a better price. Drawn well.
$8.50.
What do you think? Do you think that's a good? I thought that was great.
I'm just trying to transfer some money across to have a bet.
We can pause this.
No, we're all right. Multitask. We'll go to race 7 where we have Artful Persuasion drawn barrier 7, Suspect drawn barrier 11. Artful has Blake Spriggs and Suspect, I'll let you call it.
Yeah, I think Suspect would be a really big improver, to be honest. He hit that crappy track at Goulburn and it rained again and was a bit shifty now. He really needs a firm deck and he should get that here. But yeah, there's some other options for him. Artful's drawn well. Geez, he's a progressive horse. I think he can win again on Saturday. We'll possibly look at putting him away and bringing him back and try and set him for like provincial championships or something. He's a city class horse in the making. He's just been a slow maturer, and the way he put him away the other day, 1400, plenty of speed. He'll sit off him, and I think we'll go very close to getting the same result.
Be very hard to beat, and they're betting $4.20. So the quicker we can get off this, the better. Yumiko and you're not the boss in the last.
I wish I could switch barriers with them. You're not the boss wants that cut, sort of, yeah. Fumiko was enormous first up, where she drew well again. I wish she had drawn 14. We could drag her back to near last and get to the outside of rip home. The barrier's going to need luck. There's no other way to ride her but for luck. But if she gets it, she can win. And, well, we don't need to touch on the boss's first up run. He should have bolted in. So he'll go around a big price, I reckon. And he's a really good each way chance. We've got some ripping chances at Kembla. And, the last 4 or 5 Kembla meetings, we haven't left there sort of without a winner. We've been going really good at home. The horses are running well, and when they're not winning, they're not far off. So we'll have a good hand here, and then we've got a few getting ready for Melbourne Cup Day here, which also should be terrific.
Can't wait for that. Some prices there. You're not the boss, $34. I just had a look.
Also, you didn't introduce me as my proper title at the moment.
Oh,
I'm a
sorry.
Gong Day Ambassador. Yeah, no, you have some respect.
My apologies. Welcome, everyone, to A Beer and a Bet. Mitch Beer, the Gong Ambassador.
Official.
So who would be an unofficial? If you had to choose 3 unofficial ambassadors, who would you throw in there?
For the Gong?
Yeah. Well, you got official. Who would be unofficial? Surely like a couple of rugby league players down there that could have got a nod. No?
Big Lee from the Illawarra Hawks.
Could have got Lee. What about Brian Gorgon? He did some good work down there.
You know what,
Brian
though?
Gorgon is?
No, they could have got a lot of people, but they got me.
Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable, to be honest.
I wasn't cheap.
When Steph said it to me, I laughed.
I'll tell you what, though, they released it yesterday, and I did text them. I said, boys, girls, I'm happy to do this, but I don't know who I'm upset. Could we change the photo? They went with the old frosted tips.
Yeah, they want them back. Maybe that's a call out. Well, are you going to bring them back?
No one wants them back. 1992 doesn't even want them back. But, they went with the frosted tips. I'm not sure. I'm sure it was a marketing thing. I'm sure that's what the kids want. That's why they've got me.
Yeah.
But, they know more about that sort of stuff than I do.
Congratulations. Anyway, it's a high order. It's up there with like an OAM.
You know who was last year? That
Volkanovski.
Volkanovski.
The most incredible part about this is you're next to an Olympian. Jess Hull, who's also an ambassador.
That was like a few weeks ago when I went down to the Shepparton Football Club, and they asked me to come down there, and I'm like, why? Okay,
Yeah.
And the girl got silver at the Olympics. Then there was Damien Monkhurst, like premiership, and me. I felt so. Anyway, I had 14 cans and got up there, and mate, I had them eating out of my palm.
Oh, I love it. Too good.
But just about nothing. I'm like a Seinfeld episode. You know what I mean? There's no real context. It's just a lot of garbage.
I love it. Good stuff. Well, you're doing a fine job. Anyone flying at home that's going to go around the next few weeks we need to know about?
I'm sure he won't mind me saying, but we've got a horse called I Like Big Boats for tricolours. By Stern. Mossy paid bugger all for it, and he's steaming. We love him. I've moved him up to I call it the bedroom barn. It's the barn, the 4-horse barn right near my house, next to my house.
The big four.
I'll tell you what, if you ever come down the stables and your horse is in that barn, it's on. It's on.
Love it.
We've got Apollo Mission in there. He's next to a 4 Pillars winner.
Yeah.
We got Los Padres.
Yeah.
He's in there. We got Con.
Where,
We got
where's
one.
where's Artie?
No, he's down the back. He likes the outside ones. He's not an inside. He's an outside horse.
He's a bit tougher than that lot. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, just like his owner.
That's it. That's it. Spot on. Righto.
Hey, and I'll tell you what. A big thank you to everyone who got involved in the Al Manzoor from the
Mate,
Ready to Run sales. He sold out in about 18 minutes.
so good. Is he winning a Cox Plate?
Yeah, we sent an email out, and I said to Steph the next morning, "Oh, how'd you go that Al Manzoor?" She said, "I've got a waiting list of 14 people." I said, "Oh, good judges."
Good job there. That's great. The support's really good, and looking forward to seeing what happens with that horse. Like, what would be the plans? With him. Obviously, goes out for a spell.
Yeah, he'll have a month off, and then we'll bring him in and sort of the ready to runs. You've got to be a little bit careful not to do much with them straight away.
Yeah.
Especially those staying sort of horses. So we'll just bring him up nice and slow, but hopefully this time next year he's going to a BRC Derby.
Oof, that'd work. That'd work a treat. Right, give us your staking plan. That's what we're all here for. We want to know BRC's staking plan for the weekend. And you know what? Because of the big weekend at Kembla, I'll give you 200.
No, okay, I'll have 100, and then we've got a Cox Plate 100.
Oh, we're going to get to the Cox Plate in a minute.
Oh, okay. Sorry for interrupting your podcast.
Unbelievable. Can you hear those dogs?
Okay.
They're going right off.
I want to have 100. I just want to have. I'll have 50 each way on Los Padres.
Yep.
And then I'll have a $50 double with Artful and Miss Big Shot. And then I'll have 50 and then Artful, Miss Big Shot, and Fumico the place.
Love it. I'll have $50 Artful, $50 Fumico, and $100 double. I'm going all in. I think we'll read the rewards this week. I think we'll have two nice winners.
What about
what?
This is what I love about you. I just have pleaded my case about Los Padres, and it doesn't find $2 if you're staking pan. That's fine, no dramas. But that's why we like you, because you're non-biased. It's your opinion.
Yeah.
And you're not suckered in by my ifs and buts and whatever.
I think there's a huge chance. I just desperately hope the track plays fair. So if it does, we'll be celebrating.
Every track in Sydney is fair, Michael. You know that.
Absolutely, Mitchell. You're spot on.
Yeah, we're always listening.
Righto, Cox Plate. Can't wait. Are we allowed to talk about the Cox Plate?
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Interesting. A bit of narrative going around this year. You've got Pride of Jenny, plan A, plan B, please. Only one plan, that'll be handlebars down. Give it a rest, Tony. She'll be out in front.
If I have to hear about Pride of Jenny one more time, I'm just going to vomit into my own T-shirt. Honestly, has that horse, it's just ruined everything.
Love it.
They've ruined it.
You reckon? Go on.
It's like when you hear a new song and you're like, that's a belter, and then you listen to the radio, and 2 weeks later, you just don't ever want to listen to it again. It's still a good song, but it just gets ruined.
You know a song that's been ruined recently that you got me onto?
What's that?
Let me just bring it up here. Yeah, Linger by Royal Lotus. Ripper. But it's now played all over the radio.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Royal Lotus, best known for their 2 covers of Linger and Murder on the Dance Floor, but their originals are absolute bangers. Oysters in My Pocket.
No.
Is one of their. It
sounds
up
painful.
there with one of my favourite songs at the moment. It's not a metaphor. It's a real thing. It's just oysters. Just a song about oysters in your pocket. And what could be bad about that? Yeah, anyway, back to the Cox Plate.
That's completely normal.
We've gone from Pride of Jenny to oysters in our pockets. But hey, I mean, I hope if she wins, great. She deserves to. But it's everything around it just stinks. I'm over it.
Her job's become a whole lot harder now because Royal Patronage is in the race. They'll send it forward. There's another horse here, Evaporate. The Team Hayes have sent down there, avoiding the $1 million bonus over at Karaka and going here. So that'll go forward. And now all of a sudden gives Via Sistina broadsiding, prognosis, significant chances. I'm going to take on the Japanese horse. You can keep it. No thanks. What are your thoughts? Go on. Tell me you're going to take the soft option and do no form and just take the best Japanese horse. Go on.
Oh, what? Because it works 90% of the time?
Please.
Mate,
you're gonna do
it? Damian Lane is just, yeah.
He's not the horse. He has to ride it.
Oh, he's going to play a fair old role in it. You wind me up. Do you know what? My staff have asked me not to do this podcast before the afternoon shift because I go out there and I've got the shits.
Yeah.
And I'm angry and they've done nothing wrong. They've just shown up for work and you wind me up and then I go out there and take it out on them.
And even better than young Alex goes, well, that's the game we play.
Yeah. Like as Gano said, it's the game we play. Shut up. You game you play. See how good the game you play is when your pay doesn't go in on Thursday. I think it's a race between broadsiding and the Japanese horse. Are you jumping off broads? Were you ever on broadsiding? Are you jumping off broadsiding?
I've been against broadsiding the whole time. Managed to win a Golden Rose. You got to keep the horse safe, so I won't be losing on him. And I am with Via Sistina. I think she's the best horse in the race. I love it. I'd be a terrible horse trainer, but I'd definitely be giving it an extra 3 laps. I think I love that. I think that's great.
You talk about the garbage of the shit kicking around after it got away on Tuesday.
Ridiculous.
It was just I'll take the Pride of Jenny garbage over listening to the armchair opinions of what it's not running, it's this and that.
Well, the worst thing for me is
it was retired. They hadn't even caught it yet, and social media had it retired, gone a stud.
Well, our man Nano Yulong, the racing manager said, it's highly unlikely, like basically next to no chance. So Genius over here decided to lob into some all-in markets, didn't he? That's worked out well. Anyway, I still think she'll win the race.
They weren't going to run it until they found out you bet against it. And they're like, well, it'll get every chance now.
And now I'm Huggy. To work that out. I think Via Sistina will win. That's my tip for the Cox Plate. Here he is.
Huggy, up.
Big Hugo.
Here he is. Huggy, up. Oh, he's having no bar of it today. Good boy.
What's his tip for the Cox Plate? He'd be a Pride of Jenny fan out in front rolling along, Huggy.
No, he'd be a Mr. I reckon he's you know what? He's just such a good old loyal. He's a real Mr. Brightside. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love it.
He's a real stalwart of the joint. So, great race. I am excited. I'm more excited for the Cox Plate than the Melbourne Cup. Could you? You probably could. I couldn't tell you 10 horses that are running in the Melbourne Cup this year.
No, it'd be a stretch.
I honestly, I couldn't tell you. The map, there's one. The thing that won the Geelong Cup yesterday, I can't even remember its name. Huya Mahat. No, I don't know. How you going? Couldn't tell you.
As long as Kovalika goes there at $101, that's all that matters because that's been the bet all along. I think you can still get around $51 Kovalika. I think that's the Melbourne Cup play you want to have.
And deservedly so.
And it should be, yeah. Until it gets there on Tuesday and goes, straight past them. Right, that's it. Beer and a bet. If you want to get your Gong tickets, steph at mitchbeerracing.com.au. Simple as that. Until next week. Bye for now.